Iran, a country full of culture, history, and tradition, deserves better. The overthrow of a dictatorial monarchy in 1979 has not led to a free, democratic Iran, but to another dictatorial regime, extremist in its view, ignoring any separation between religion and state. A clerical regime, perhaps unique in this region, which has trampled on human rights. Indeed, the regime holds the world record for executions, particularly of women and youth. Denouncing these human rights violations is not interference in the domestic affairs of Iran. Now, the condemnation of the 1988 massacre of 30,000 political prisoners is not an interference in domestic affairs. It is upholding the right of all civilized nations to hold to account all those responsible, including President Raisi, for their crimes, which are indeed crimes against humanity. Which is why I support the open letter signed by distinguished personalities and NGOs to the United Nations Human Rights Council to investigate this atrocious massacre. Now, it is usual for dictatorships to brand any protest or voice of dissent as unpatriotic, and to explain the shortcomings of the regime on what they call foreign interference. How convenient. For it is not only political and civil rights which are being suppressed in this imprisoned country, with hundreds of protesters shot dead just because they protested, but also their economic and social rights. The mullahs are squandering the country's wealth, supporting terrorism in other regions. The crackdown against civil society, the brutal and violent nature of this crackdown, are evidence of the weakness, not the strength, the weakness of the regime. The wanton executions, in one case, 56 executions in 10 days, reveals a lack of respect even for the most basic human rights, like the right to life. These repressive measures will only strengthen, not weaken, strengthen the opposition movement, which in recent years has managed to organize mass protests for regime change. We, in the Western world, should by facts and deeds support the opposition forces, not for any utilitarian or pragmatic reason, but because it is the right thing to do. This is our moral responsibility. Let us not fail in our duty. Thank you.